Today we're finding out what it takes to run a 2:18 marathon. Adam Wood is a D1 runner who went to BYU in Utah, specialising in the 5K and steeplechase, and since graduating he set his sights on the marathon distance and ran an amazing debut at the California International Marathon at 2:18 and 37 seconds, just 37 seconds off that Olympic qualifying time. And today I want to dive into the last 8 weeks of Adam's training, share with you guys what he did, the workouts he did, how he structured it, and then give you guys some thoughts at the end. So here we go then, let's dive in. Glasses on, spreadsheet up, and help from Adam, which I'll explain shortly. These first couple of weeks are fine, but then there's some stuff that's not on Strava that he shared with me, so excited to share what that is too. And we kickstart week 1, where he's put here, legs feel great, new block on deck. So this is 8 weeks out, and he starts off with 3 easy runs. Again, one of the questions I asked Adam was, what do you like to keep your heart rate for easy runs under? 150 was the answer. So all of these are well under, 141, 149 and 131, so that's great. Thursday is the first session that we see in this block, and it's not just one session, it's 2, it's a double threshold day. So he's doing 4x2k in the morning, 3:14 per k average, 5:12 per mile, which is slightly faster than what his marathon pace ended up being. And then in the evening, 8 by a k off 60 seconds rest, 3:08 average for the Ks, 5:03 per mile, unbelievable. So that is an incredible session that week. Easy Friday, 136 heart rate, so nice and relaxed after the double threshold. And then he's got a long run with Michael Otterson. Now, Michael has a YouTube channel as well. I follow both Adam and Michael. I will try and put a flashcard on screen for Michael's channel as well. He's putting out some good content as well, so it's great to see that Adam runs with Michael. I believe they were teammates from what I can gather. So he did a decent long run here. 10.5 miles, a steady-ish pace, and then he goes from 10.5 to 20.5 miles, basically 2 minutes on, 3 minutes off. These ons were very quick. I had a look on Strava, they looked very fast. 10 miles of that's incredible. And then a bit of a 1.5 mile cool down to take it up to 22 miles, 6:04 per mile, 159 average heart rate. And I've noted here, the ons are indeed below marathon pace, well below. He rests on Sunday for 70.7 miles in week 1, and then he starts the next week off, 7 weeks out. Again, 3 easy runs, heart rates, no heart rate, 141 and 135. All singles, and then he's got his first session in on the Thursday, just like the previous week, 3x3 mile with 1 mile at 6-minute pace of recovery. So basically it's a hard float. 5:14 average per mile, so very close to what his marathon pace was in the first rep. Faster in the second, faster again, so he's cut those down. Very nice indeed. Practice fueling, 17 miles covered, 5:54 per mile, incredible, 161 heart rate. So that is a chunky session for the Thursday. And then he finishes off with easy for the week, so no massive long run workout this week. He's got easy single, and then easy double on the Sunday, meaning he clocks 72.6 miles. So then we move into the 3rd and 4th week in this block. Now this is where Adam has helped me massively because he's very kindly shared his training with me. There are a couple of runs that now don't appear on Strava for some reason, so I'm just adjusting things as I go, and I'll make sure I mention exactly where they are. He starts off with a beast of a long run, 24 miles, 5:47 per mile on the Monday, warmed up into 80% marathon effort. That's an incredible run, 166 heart rate, 2 hours 18, so that's really good. He rests on the Tuesday. He does a double on the Wednesday here, easy double. Then he does a speed sesh on the Thursday. So this is 20 by 400 with a cruise 200 as recovery. And he was running 69-second averages for those 400s. So that's incredible. A half marathon covered, unbelievable. Heart rate was 149. So that's 2 really good quality runs in a week. Now this is the first one. It says rest. He didn't rest. He ran 12 miles easy this day. He then did 9 miles on the Friday, this is right, and then he does an easy double on the Sunday. So by my calculations, I had 70 miles, but that's going to take it up to 82 miles for that week. And then we roll in to week 4, and he's got a double easy. He then has a single easy and another single easy. So starting the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, nice and easy. And then he has a big old workout on the Thursday. He's got 5K breakdowns. He goes 5, 4, 3, 2, all with a K float. And he basically starts very close to marathon pace, gets down to like half pace, I don't know, 10K and half. I don't know his pace exactly, but incredible. So by the looks of it, that's very much close to marathon pace, and then he cuts down. 1K recovery, 4:20. Got greedy on the 4K, can't get greedy in the marathon. Time to get ready for Sunday session. He just clocked 16.6 miles midweek, so that is a good session. Double Friday, sorry, I should say. And then on Strava, he's only got the 10 miles logged. He also does 3 in the evening as well. So there's an extra 3 miles to add on to the total here. So very much taking him up to the 90-mile mark, or very close to. And he's got a 20-mile Sunday. So he's got like an 18-mile long run, a 2-mile cool down. And as you can see here, warm up for 2 miles, 8 miles at 6:10 pace, 8 miles at 5:20 pace. Unbelievable. Windy section of the loop made it half of the 14th and 18th mile. Governor was 5:20. I mean, unbelievable. So again, that's 2 really big long run workouts there in the week. What I'm picking up a picture here already is, although he's dropping in some speed work on the track, a lot of his stuff in this first half has been very much focused on the longer long run type workouts. So yeah, that wraps up week 4 and gets us to halfway. All right, so let's now do week 5. This is where you need to pay attention because there's a lot that's not on here. So let me cover it now. So the run that's logged is the morning, but there was also a 6 miles easy in the evening. So he double easied on the Monday. Hill session on the Tuesday, only 10 by 30 seconds. So I guess a mini session with easy stuff wrapped around it, but still covered 8 miles, so that was good. He then went out and did another double. Only one of the runs is on Strava, but he ran 10 miles in the evening as well, and then 4 or nearly 5 in the morning. So another double easy day there. And then this is where I think what's happened, right, is that this one here is his evening double, but this one, by the looks of Strava, looks to have like partially recorded it and then stopped. It was actually 12 by a K. So this is another really big session, 14.67 miles covered. I think he put something like 3:09 average pace for the Ks. So again, really fast, incredible session. So that's a really big day there. He then, again, on Strava, there's nothing there, but he does a 10 and 4 easy double. So he's putting in some serious miles. He then did a long run with Michael again and Clayton Young. One of the probably hot favourites going into this weekend or next weekend's Olympic marathon qualifier in Florida. And even though I'm in the UK, I'll be following that one. So incredible to see him training with those guys. 21.51 miles covered, so it's a decent one. The importance of fueling bonked today. So I think he was meant to go 24. He only went 21 and a half, which is still an incredible effort. But either way, that is one heck of a long run. And then he does just an easy shakeout effectively on the Sunday. He does just over an hour, 8-ish miles. I don't even know the total because just adding up, it's not in his spreadsheet. I'm not going to try and add it up, but it's a big week. And then 6 weeks. So this is the one with the biggest gaps to fill here because at the end of the week, there's lots of stuff that just isn't on Strava. But we'll start on the Monday, double easy. So that was good, 10 and 5, 10 in the morning, 5 in the evening. Then there's a little speed sesh, 3 by 600, 400, 200. So very quick stuff. Obviously, if we think about what he's been doing, we're seeing a lot of long run workouts. So just chucking a few of these little speed sessions in to keep him sharp, obviously did the trick. Then again, I put rest because there's nothing on Strava, but it's actually an 8 and 4 easy double, 8 in the morning, 4 in the evening. He did a 19-mile long run. So Thursdays, from what it looks to be, is one of his big workout days. There's been a theme through this. Thursday has been a day that he's done a lot of big workouts on. He did 13 miles at marathon effort. He put rolling loop, made it hard. I think the goal was to hit around 5:17 per mile. But yeah, that's a monster session. 19 miles covered. And then again, rest was, well, Strava shows nothing, but he did 6 easy. Then he did, again, rest apparently, but his spreadsheet shows 16 miles in and around 6 flat pace. I think there was meant to be 20 miles, but he did 16. So cut it just a little bit short, but still covered, again, some incredible miles at an incredible pace. And then 6 miles easy. Nothing shown on Strava, but 6 miles easy. And by my calculations, I think that was just over 80 miles for the week. And then we've got the last 2 weeks, the 2-week taper, and most of this is in, there's only a couple of things that are different here, but we've got most of this. So 12 miles medium long run on the Monday, and then he did what I think was meant to happen by looking at his spreadsheet compared to this one. He was meant to do like his session that he's done on Wednesday on this day, but it looks like they've swapped around. So he did just do the 8 on the Tuesday, then he did a double on the Wednesday, 10 by 90 on, 90 off, and then an easy 3-4 miles in the evening. So we did a little session there, covered 8 miles, or just over I should say, so decent session. And then he did 10 miles on the Thursday, nice and easy. And then he did, I believe this one, yeah, so he had a tempo in this one as well. So he did 10 miles in total, but there was a 5-mile tempo in the middle, 5:01 average. So again, that's faster than marathon pace. So he's doing 2 workouts 2 weeks before, faster than marathon pace, keep that in mind. And then he did a relatively decent long run, covered just about a half marathon, 13 miles. He rested on the Sunday, covered 64-ish miles that day. And then the final week, race week, so he did an easy double on the Monday. Then he did 4 by a mile at 5:10, so slightly quicker than marathon pace, 7 seconds a mile quicker, off 90 seconds rest. He did that on the treadmill, so no heart rate data, not a lot of data for that run. So that was his 5 days out session. On Strava there's nothing, that's why I put rest, but actually he did 8 miles easy, so that's one of the missing ones. Then he did an easy run, and then on the 2 days out, or no, sorry, apologies, 3 days out on this lunch run, I think there was a little bit of a workout in there. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'll try and make sure I put it on screen. It was something like 2 miles tempo and then 4 by 200, something like that. 3 days out, and then he did 4 miles easy. I believe he had travelled to California at this point, so this was his first run in California. Then 1 day out, little shakeout, and then he ran the marathon. He did a 1 mile 1 mile warm up, so covered 10 minutes, nice and low heart rate. Usually adrenaline's high, but that is a very low heart rate. And then he ran Chicago Marathon, debut marathon. Mantra going into this was to take what the course gave me. Rolling hills for the first 20, flat for the last 6, really good through mile 21, 22. Last 2 miles I was dragging my ass, gave it all I had, missed the OTQ by 37 seconds. His splits on this run were incredible. They were sort of like anywhere from between 5:12 to 5:17, 18, 19, all the way to like 22 miles. And then it just creeped up a tiny bit towards the end. But it was an absolutely amazing performance. 5:16 per mile average, 2:18.37, 175 beats a minute average heart rate. And so now we've gone through those 8 weeks training, I want to share some observations with you that I made during sort of analysing Adam's training. 3 or 4 things that I think are just worth sharing. And if you've seen the previous videos that I've done on Mike Kofus, if I've done on Matt, I've done on Ben, I've done on Stephen, it will make sense what I'm about to say. It's just different training, and it's wonderful to see. And then just a massive, first of all, respect to Adam for putting in the miles, and running a 2:18 on a debut is incredible, but also I appreciate him being a good sport and just kind of communicating with me over this. As a disclaimer, because someone put what's the arrangement with the other person when you're making these videos? Is this a collaboration? It's not. This is just my curiosity diving into other people, but I do like to reach out to them. They do put their training on Strava. It is in the public domain, but obviously if I'm going to put them in the spotlight in a video in front of you guys, I feel it's kind of only fair for me to at least ask and see if they're happy for me to do it. Adam was well up for it, and I appreciate it, and especially him sending me his training log so that I could compare what I've got on Strava to what I've got, what I shared with you in general. That really helped. On the face of it, when I pulled the first 4 weeks off, it looked really consistent. On the second 4 weeks, there were some really low mileage weeks, so comparing it to his training log made sense. And that's just kudos to Adam for allowing me to do it. So I appreciate it. Let me dive into what these observations are. So I'm going to use the word polarized training, although I'm not quite sure that that's what I mean, but I'm trying to think of another word that I would use to describe it. Basically, if you look at it, it's very easy training, or it is a session. Simple as that. There's not really much, let's say, zone 2, steady running in there. Definitely no zone 3 from what I can see. So it very much is a case of he's either running easy, or he's doing marathon pace long stuff, or faster sessions again. So it's either ends of the spectrum really. There is a void in the middle, especially around that steady area that he's just not exploiting. So maybe I should say there's no steady running in there, which if you watched Matt and Stephen's video, you'll see they're a big advocate of steady running, just as I am as well. So it's really interesting to see that Adam doesn't do much steady running. He very much goes, right, I'm either going to run easy or I'm going to do a session, and it's as simple as that. Whether that's been carried through from his training through college and stuff, I don't know. Maybe that's what the type of training they do there. I've never really studied college training in too much detail, but from a marathon perspective, I just thought that was interesting that there was no steady miles in there. Number 2, he was flexible and he didn't mind having to move stuff around. I read some of the notes in his training log that he sent me, and he switched a few days around here and there depending on what he felt like, or how his legs felt, I should say, not what he felt like. Thursdays were a staple. By the looks of it, you can see quite a consistent theme. I think 5 or 6 of those Thursdays had a good big long run session in there, but there was no specific other day that he was doing another workout on. It might have been a Monday, it might have been a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it was. He was just kind of dotting the other sessions in and around there. Maybe that was just because it was to wait until his legs felt better, wait until he felt like he could execute the session well. I don't know, but I just again thought it was easy. If we highlight sort of like Stephen Scullion's video and we go back to his final 4 weeks, he was very much like Monday and Tuesday easy, session Wednesday, session Friday, long run workout, or steady long run Sunday. So Wednesday, Friday and Sunday without fail were quality days in the week, a very regimented 7-day routine. Not the case with Adam at all, and so I thought that was interesting as well. And number 3, it looked like the main focus of the training was very much around those long run workouts. So again, I mean, for me, like as a runner, they're my favorite type of workouts, and as a runner you tend to either love or hate them. For me, they're just like that feeling when you get towards the end of a long run, you start to feel drained, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel and you're kind of thinking, yes, come on, I'm nearly there. And that when you stop that watch, it's such a great feeling knowing that you have put in such incredible miles. I was just in awe of some of the sessions that Adam had done, as I'm sure you guys are, and it was great to see. So obviously a sprinkling of the shorter, sharper stuff, but very much every single week there was a focus on going long, and sometimes going either at marathon pace, at 80% of marathon pace, slightly faster than marathon pace, throwing in some tempos here and there. It was really, really interesting. So again, as I said, going back to that kind of, is it polarized or not? Either very, very easy, a sprinkling of shorter, sharper stuff, but yeah, heavy focus every single week on those long run workouts. And at the end of the day, the marathon is 26.2 miles long. Again, if you compare to the other people that we have, or that I have made videos on, especially Stephen, I didn't see many of these type of workouts in his build-up. So again, it just shows that you can approach this sort of thing from various different angles. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on Adam's training down in the comments below. I've wrapped up the training, I've given you my thoughts, but what do you think? Does he train similar to how you train? What are your thoughts if you've watched the previous videos? How do you kind of think he compares to the other people? Do you prefer Adam's style? Do you prefer someone else's? It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And of course, I just want to ask that question. Do you love those long run workouts, or do you tend to shy away from them? I'm definitely someone that loves them, but I know not everyone does. So do drop a comment and let me know what you think. And a massive thanks once again to Adam for being a great sport. Appreciate his cooperation in this. No specific collaboration between us, but I appreciate him saying, yep, go for it. It'd be great to see the video, and sending me his training log and just being fully on board with it. I appreciate it, mate, more than you realise. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you on the next one.